see what you're saying.
It takes, a whole
But the gentleman who just spoke just now.
Leroy. Stop a second, okay? One thing you have to remember is that they're taking out military positions, okay? Now what they have to do is regain intelligence. It takes time. If we just go in and completely indiscriminately bomb everything, we can end this in a hurry. We kill a lot of people. We're trying not to do that. So what we do is we go take out what we know. We let them fire some missiles. We gain intelligence, and guess what we do? We continue to attack. It's a slower process, but you devastate them this way as long as possible before you ever put boots on the ground, because you want to eliminate as much of the catastrophic damage as you can, because let's be real, I believe that they are holding a hell of a lot of these drones back until we do that, because they go, oh, we'll just send 1,000 of them at them, and even if we only kill 5 people, it'll be a win for them. Doesn't matter how many we kill in return. They don't care. They want the moral victory. What everybody's forgetting is what they've been saying for 47 years. Death to America. So I have to say, hey, I got to do something.
That's rhetorical, right? So let me answer the question.
Hold on. Hillary Clinton.
No, I'm trying to answer the questions and I get cut off. Go ahead.
Secretary, you laughed.
No, I'm not you. I'm not talking to being cut off.
You said that is that a rhetorical question? So
I want to make sure.
The Secretary of State, do you believe that she had more intelligence and more information than the average person?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. When she was campaigning after being the Secretary of State, she literally said she would go into Iran. She would use military force, that it needed to be done. That during her administration and any future administration, there would never be a time where they were ever going to be a threat to have nuclear weapons. So she's a woman that had privy to intelligence that none of us will ever have.
So did Colin Powell, though. So did Colin Powell. He admitted he was wrong.
And he doesn't know what's going on with Iran in the life.
But so did Colin Powell. I mean, we went into a war that he admitted that was wrong. Come on, always go by what people say.
Okay, so I'll ask you this.
You know that.
So I'm going to ask you this. What's a weapon of mass destruction? Leroy.
What's a weapon of a nuclear bomb?
Do you have chemical warheads on the Scud missiles?
Talked about they would have. But wait, they were talking about that. They had an agreement and conversations with so Trump and the Iranian people were in conversations about an agreement not to.
Powell. We're gonna talk about all these dumb wars and everything else we got to have because.
But wait, you asked me, bro. Listen, I thought my question was. Let's agree with you guys. Let me tell you, I'm not really against with a lot of things you're saying at the issue anymore. It's how to solve this problem. That's all I was talking about. Okay, the rabbit hole conversation is I can't argue that.
Right. So what happens in a country where you have a dictator and the people or the media or other people that is puts to them when they speak out against they
get killed, they get destroyed.
They get killed. Okay. So they have what's believed to be a unity. Their military, we're doing what we're told, and there's no question about it, right? But in America, what we have is we have a divided country fighting about it on political lines because they believe that they're an issue. But only one president has had the balls to say, we're going to put an end to it. We're going to put an end to your threats and your chance of death to America. Now, there's more to it. There's strategic play, okay? But everything about this has needed to be done for a long time. Fair to say that?
I heard that was said. It needed to be taken care of a long time ago. I heard that.
And do you agree that it's better to take care of it before? Now, it is said, Iran even said we were within weeks of having 11 nuclear weapons. Okay.
So I agree that. Oh, let you ask a question. I don't know if this was the time to do it. That's my point. I don't know if the preparations. I don't think the preparations for dealing with it is not going well. I think to do it is. So it needed to be done. It needed to be done, but I think the preparation sucks.
Okay, so here let's just say you're right. Let's say
that preparation sucks.
Now's not the time. But let's play the devil's advocate for a second here. So
it wasn't long ago. You said that.
Exactly why
they weren't going to build it and They weren't going to build it now.
Exactly why they went back.
Go on Google. You go on
Makes
Google and tell me how deep a Bunker Buster bomb goes.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up though.
But Leroy, listen.
Okay, but Leroy, are you saying that? Leroy, quick question.
Leroy, you're just bouncing from excuse
You
to
said that
excuse.
this was not the. You saying this is not
Really?
This wasn't the time. Leroy, are you saying well this I don't think was the time, or are you saying it because Trump is doing it?
Thank you.
Would it have been a time?
Thank you.
Would it have been a time if it was
Obama plan well, and that's not when you don't have a good plan for how you're going to stay in control. It's a bad timing.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's my context.
No, but
That's my context.
I disagree. They spent about a month and a half. Right, Karisman, keep going. He wants it to be publicly discussed for 2 months.
Nobody said publicly. Shut up. That's not
Leroy, hold on. Do you believe that if Trump has a specific deadline, that he should come out and tell the media, Congress, and the whole world, and Iran, here's the deal, we're coming in and we're striking on this day, and we are going to stop all operations on X day. Do you think that is a good plan or a bad plan to tell them what your plan is?
I think that he shouldn't tell the media or anybody what the plan is, but I think the structure of the plan, the way the plan was secretly, the way he can roll it out so when he finally acts, we wouldn't be in this situation with the Straits and worrying about this, that, and the other. I think the plan, I think he would have more support in terms of NATO and the public and everybody else. He didn't have to tell the public anything. He didn't have to ask the public to go and do it. So why would I think he should tell us? But I think that if he's going to do it, at least it should come out where it looks like he had a plan, not a just haphazard plan. He looked like he didn't have a good plan.
Okay, Leroy. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, Leroy. Tell me how you think he should have done it.
Okay.
I'm thinking you think he should just knock on the door and go, can y'all whisper?
No. I'll tell you. I think what he should have done. I think that he should have sat down with NATO's. I think he should have sat down with people who are aligned with us. I think he should have sat down with everybody, get everybody on board, because this was not just a two country operation. This is a more than one country operation to solve this problem. I think it's a bigger problem. But wait. No. You got your allies.
The more people you tell, the more
they're on board with me, who all parties are interest. Get them on board. Get a good plan together. Even secure the Straits. Get a rat hole. They would be like, oh shit, fuck, we can't do anything. So you cover all of your stuff.
That makes no sense, Leroy.
If you would have went, so I know you old enough to know that there's leakage. Someone's going to blow a whistleblower. Someone is going to let them know ahead of time.
He wants more than leakage, bro. He wants more than leakage.
That's what y'all think would have happened, really? I think my plan was better. I think my plan Straits. I would take a chance with leakage and no support at all, though.
You heard you. He wanted the Straits to be secured before they attack. So if they go out and secure the Straits, obviously they're going to hide it.
Right, so now you hide the heads of the state. You haven't prepared it, because all it takes is one simple leak. We know this. We know there's a lot of cowards in Europe that are piss poor leaders. Their countries aren't Ukraine, but yet Russia's a threat at their doorstep. So this is who you have leading in Europe. This is why Europe, at one point, almost was conquered. And you know what? Why it could be again. And this is why they need the leadership. You need leadership that doesn't make popular decisions. They make the right decisions. And I'm going to tell you something. If you don't believe that our military leaders had a plan for going into Iran for the last 30 years, and that plan is ever changing, you're absolutely crazy. These generals do nothing. When they're there, their job is to be prepared at any moment for the call from the president to either defend or attack based on something that they don't know themselves.
They didn't have a good prepared plan.
Leroy, how do you know that they didn't sit down? How do you know Rubio or Trump did make calls to people in the UN and said, hey guys, we got a problem with Iran. There's some potential threat that here's what we know. They might attack Israel soon. And they were like, no, we don't want to get involved. No, we don't want to get involved. So do you go to the world and they come out and tell them all, we tried talking to the UN. They don't want to get involved with Iran because they're scared of the ramifications of a war growing. So we're going to do this, but we'll let you know when. No.
Yeah, but you know what? Your point.
We don't talk about the UN being pussies. What do? We handled it back channel. They know already the UN was not going to get involved at all. But you know what? Guess what else Hillary and other presidents all said? You stand with your allies. So if your allies, we heard a Democrat congressman said Israel, there was an imminent threat. Not here in America. So let your allies get leveled by Israel, who wants to commit genocide, who wants to wipe them off of the face of the earth. Let's let that happen to our allies and see who stands with America ever again.
No, I get you. I mean, listen, all I'm saying is that the premise, you got to keep in mind, right? These are not, the premise behind why he said he went into that premise changed about 15, 20 times. The premise was never, see, you guys are giving the same consistent premise. Do you know how many and his administration said why they went in there? It'll make your head spin. That Israel was going to attack, and if Israel attacked, he was going to attack our stuff. Well, naturally, I mean, what do you think is going to happen if they're attacked? They're going to attack back, But that was another premise. Then it was another premise. They rigging up the nuclear bomb. So there's another premise. Then it was another premise. Trump. It sounds crazy.
Let me respond to this because we've hit the imminent threat multiple times. First of all, what Rubio said, the intelligence that the Israelis got was actually from the CIA. So the CIA told Israel that they were going to have a meeting that was above ground. And so that was a perfect moment for them to attack. It was our intelligence that gave them that information into, we weren't going to attack, but they attacked, so we did it because of them. That's not. He had multiple press conferences where he debunked that narrative. But the imminent attack, I talk to Iranians every day. My friend called from Sweden while we were talking about were they going to attack, not going to attack. He said Iran was going to attack. He said Iran is getting ready to attack. So we've been talking about this for weeks. He has said that one of their mistakes in the 12-day war is that they waited. They negotiated and they waited, and they got, caught flat-footed. So one thing that they were getting their people ready for was they were going to attack. So whether it was a bluff or not, it was enough for us to say, okay, you're bluffing, we're going to call your bluff. Now we're going to attack because you are showing us an imminent threat. So everything Trump said is legit.
Yes, Saman, let me ask you, so is it true that they knew there was an imminent threat, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Okay, so now, yes, there was Israel, actually a Democrat senator actually came out and said that, yes, there was an imminent threat there. So there was, it was that one, right? So is it true that Trump said in January, I think it was the 12th or 13th, that, hey, help is coming to the people of Iran to stand strong, help us.
Yes, exactly.
Did he say it? Did he say it?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so guess what? So he said those two things, right? So he warned. Was he having negotiations? He tried negotiating, correct? They were sitting at tables negotiating. We were all aware of that. So all these things happened. Now, if I'm going to negotiate with somebody and they want to start playing games, and you know they're not going to be where you want to be, you don't need to wait. We already know what we're going to do. We're going to strike before you need to. I need to hit the knockout blow before you're even prepared for it. When your jaw's hanging, that's when I hit it. That way you're knocked out, right? I don't let you clench your jaw, get your mouthpiece in, get your headgear on. That's not what we do. So Trump, if anybody's watched Trump negotiate, this is what he's done with everybody. All right, we'll talk for a couple minutes. Have we done talking? Done. Over. No more. Now it's done universally. But all these things he talked about are things that he's still fighting for. So just the simple fact that he gave 3 or 4 different reasons, we don't just take one reason and say we're going to go in and start bombing the hell out of somebody. He had multiple reasons. They knew they were trying to kill him. Iran openly said they were going to kill him. When somebody says they're going to kill your president, you go take care of it. You cut the head off of that snake. Fair?
Okay. I mean, listen. If you want to fight,
he should wait. He should wait until after he did.
If you want to force around, if you want to force a square to a round circle, you can try, but the number of various confusions behind it is why it's confusing now, and why NATO is not supporting him, because they don't trust where he stands. All those could be an combination. All those can be valid, but now you have a whole group of a bunch of countries like, nah, I ain't fucking with him because I don't know how this guy roll. I don't want to roll like him. So now you got all these heads of countries that don't want to fuck with him. You can say fuck them, but they are a country too, and they got a military, and they have interests, and they don't want their shit fucked with. So that's he didn't do a good job at lining up with the people who support him.
Trump said, Trump
that's the problem, man.
Trump told all the NATO niggas, listen,
we don't need you. We don't need you.
No.
That's what he's saying now.
Hold on, because you know that from your own upbringing, that if your cousin fighting, it don't matter the reason why he fighting. You jump in and you fight. That's culture. So the fact that we've been looking out for these folks all this time, and then when it's time to fight, now y'all bitch ass niggas don't want to fight.
Yeah, but they got to do with the
and you haven't been paying. And I done put all this money. I done put all this money in your country all these years, and now you don't want to fight when it's time to. When these niggas live closer to you than they do me.
But that's not the problem now.
It is the problem.
No, the problem is you cause the problem where they don't want to fight. That's the problem.
Exactly. That's the.
They don't want to fuck with you because you didn't do the shit right.
No.
You created a problem where I want to fuck with you.
Hold on, Leroy. Because listen, why if he ain't doing shit right, then why are all of the European countries saying no? We need to get the Muslims out. You see, it took for somebody like Trump to step up and say, this shit is wrong. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. Y'all niggas operating in a lab using economic theories when all of this shit is wrong. Everybody said that the prices was going to shoot through the roofs with the tariffs. It didn't happen. Everybody said that the gas prices are going to go up. It just happened because of a war. But prior to that, it didn't happen. He proved every single person wrong. So now the world is looking at him saying, oh shit, the prices are dropping. The country is actually coming back to a stable place because we're not paying for everybody. We're not paying for people all around the world. We're not paying for people here who shouldn't get it. Maybe this is something different. They're looking at something different. It's not wrong, it's just different. Because then they're used to somebody walking in, shaking hands. We paying for these niggas and asking them to do shit. Like,
so why is he saying they don't need? Why is he saying we don't need them? Why is he saying that?
Leroy, think about this, bro.
Why you say that?
Listen, Leroy, listen. If your household, you, Leroy, the job that you work, if you're paying for my household to stay afloat, and you ask me to do something, and I don't do it, what exactly would you do next?
Yeah, you got to show their loyalty. You know, after all this time, this is the one time, and he said we don't need their help.
Right.
But it would be nice.
Right.
Show their loyalty at a time when we're doing something big. So
yeah, but you know what?
None of those countries has come out and said the Islamic Republic should stay, or that they aren't, we shouldn't be doing this. All they've said is, like England said, that at the beginning they didn't want to help, and now they want to help.
Yeah.
One second. Can I add this in here? But I just want to let y'all know one thing. The radical Muslims, they don't speak for all, because listen, I'm Muslim, but I'm not. That's the radical Muslims do not speak for everyone, right? So there's different type of states in Islam, just like it's different type of states in Christianity or Buddhism or Hinduism, whatever you want to be into. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree that, if I go and blow up a building, then I'm going to have 37 virgins booty butt naked waiting on me whenever I get up there. Yeah, no, that's not what's going on.
Coca, since you're Muslim, let me ask you this. Do you fear a typical moderate Muslim, or do you fear a radical Muslim more? Who do you
a radical one?
And so let's just use this. I tried to use this analogy before people laugh about it, but let's be real. We take New York City. Is it are the gangs? Do they outnumber the population? Hell no, it's a small group, right?
Yeah, but they're just speaking. They're just speaking up the most.
Yeah.
That's why everybody thinks that. That's why everybody feels like every last one of them is tripping, because they're the loudest in the room,
and they're the most dangerous. So they know that.
Yeah.
If the moderate and the peaceful Muslims say stop, we don't. Guess what? They get killed. It happened in Iraq. I talked to a guy who lived there. Okay, when we went in, he told me why they didn't support him like they did the first time. Because when we rolled through, they were throwing flowers on the tanks. They were bringing the bread for them. That's a lot to give. They were giving what they could to these soldiers, right? But they kept rolling through. And then what happened when our soldiers came back through, and these family members saw people strung up by light poles because they were supporting American troops. That's the radical. Now, a moderate would be like, we disagree with you, but we're not going to go kill you for it. But it's those radicals that give everybody a bad name. It's the radicals that are the ones that are here in America. Not all of them. I'm not saying all, but you know what I mean. The radical ones here are the ones that are they're not all of them. I have friends that are Muslim and they're
that's why I just wanted to let that be known. Like, it's just like they got radical Christians that's over there. They're it's like don't you? Let's not blame the entire religion
on our new meta glasses.
People of the 16th District tomorrow is Tuesday, March 17th.
With tomorrow's primary approaching,
I'm Kitover, candidate for Congress here in Illinois.
Chicago, as your mayor and part-time leprechaun, I officially
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Chicago. As your mayor, it's my honor to keep this tradition. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Chicago.
What do I want to see now?
When you say you only see what you want to see. That's what I'm trying to say.
No. Tell me what I want to see.
Yeah, okay. What you need to see.
No. Bro. Bro, we're not gonna have.
I know that.
I can't be indoctrinated. I'll have a conversation with you, but I cannot be indoctrinated. Please don't try.
Okay, here's what you need to see.
Have a conversation with me, please.
You need to see the people celebrating. You see people in the street celebrating.
Yes.
This man has done, right?
I saw that.
Okay, well, if you saw that, why are you giving pushback on what this man has done with the UN? He said we don't need. Hold on. He said we don't need them, but that's what you kept until Simon. I think it's Simon who said we will use them. We would like for them. Now, you don't hear that part. That's people like you. No, you didn't. You heard him say that?
Can I say? Do you mind if I answer?
Now answer the question. Let me get a question out. You heard Trump say that part?
Say it again. What's the part?
The part that Simon said. You said we don't need them.
Yes.
But we would like to. They can also participate. We can have their help. Did you hear him say that?
I heard that. Yes.
So they know that.
Yeah. Okay. So
he's talking about this what other countries disapprove of you.
Okay. So I want to go back to one. I'll say this. The Iranians who dancing in the street, I've heard them say, we know Trump is not there for us. We are only happy because for the first time, we got somebody, we didn't care who it was, that will topple this regime that is going against killing us. So that's what I heard already say. Then a person went up to say, I just hope that when they come in, they don't kill too many of us. We know we're going to die, but we would rather die than to have this regime control us and kill us, but we want it to stop. But we're willing to die, and if Trump administration comes in and we all have to die, let's just pray that he don't kill too many. This dancing is not celebrating Trump. They don't give a fuck who comes in to save them, even though they'd have to give up their lives for it. That's a quagmire. That's a hard place to be, man. When somebody feels that way, that's fucked up, man.
that's fucked up.
go there, Leroy. Don't twist.
But that's what they said. I heard them say it.
You literally.
I heard the Iranian president.
Wait, Leroy. Let me ask you this real quick. Leroy, let me ask you this.
Leroy,
do you believe? Wait. Do you
he
believe
did
that
exactly what KRS said.
Yeah,
he twisted it.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I want to let this moment happen. Do you believe that if America didn't have the freedom of religion, that it would be the same way?
What?
No, I'm asking you a question. It's very straightforward. Do you believe that if America did not have the freedom of religion, that we would be the same way? Yes or no?
And I believe if America didn't have freedom of religion, would we be the same way in what regard to what we
answer
my question. I want to be clear. I'm just trying to clarify in regards to the war or regards to Iran.
The same way how Iran is ran. So let's say hypothetically America was only based upon Christianity, right? Let's say that if somebody, because we have national booty warriors out here in America, right? Let's say that they want to go around being top tier booty warriors. Wouldn't they be beheaded if they were going against? Because when they be that, anybody that cheat on their wife, when they be all of those sins that they're committing, and we just went around.
Your question.
No, I'm not complicating anything. I'm literally saying.
Just answer the question,
bro. Oh my God.
He asked the question. You didn't get it. So he gave you context.
Exactly. I'm giving you context because you were overly committed.
Go ahead. I'm trying to follow you, bro.
Okay, so what I'm saying is if America was only based upon Christianity and things that people do that are sins, which would be having sex before marriage, cheating on your wife, niggas being booty warriors. If all of that stuff goes against Christianity and people were over here doing that in America, do you not think that there would be someone here that would feel the same way how they feel in Iran?
I mean,
that's correct. The answer is yes.
Okay, no. I want him to answer that because he just said that it's fucked up, so I want to know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess so. I mean,
he's still
don't understand. No, I don't understand the question in the context of.
You get the question. He got it. What the fuck?
Okay. Yes. Okay, yes. Yeah. Now what? What exactly?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Trump, that nigga's a fool, dude. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, we know you don't know.
No, but wait. Hold on. This is simple. It's simple. If you listen to a new person that's in
write some things down and then come up and talk. I mean, seriously, in the middle of your half the sentence, it's like I don't know.
But if you listen to Iranian people who are the innocent ones with no arms and they've been getting killed and they say they know that Trump and Israel is not there for them, but they just want to topple this regime. Anybody that can come in and do it.
That's wrong, brother. That's not what they
That's what they said. That's what they
you're
said.
twisting it. You're twisting it.
Wait.
Listen, let me
Hello, everybody. This is Monica. I'm your friendly moderator for now. This is Matt's room. Please follow, like, and subscribe to Matt. I think we need a little more order, a little less five-miking. It seemed like Leroy got cut off in the middle of his submission in favor of giving him 30 seconds on the mic, and then whoever wants to pick up, go ahead.
Thank you, Monica. I appreciate it. So my thing is this. I actually heard, so there are other rooms you can go into where they're just arguing all day, all kinds of people, and they're all from the Iran, all over the Middle East, and they're really going at it. And I've heard just a couple of women from, over there saying, listen, we're not, and people were getting on them for celebrating. I'm like, how do you celebrate somebody coming in and killing our own people? You think you're crazy? So there were Iranians against Iranians. They were going at it, calling each other names. So here's the bottom line. And she said, listen, we're not a disillusion. We know that Trump and Israel is not here for us, but we're tired of being slaughtered. We're tired of being.
Why are you lying?
We're tired of being killed, right? So I don't care if they kill the Iranian regime. As long as they get rid of them, we know they're going to kill us too. We just hope that they don't kill too many of us. This is what I heard. You
Why
tell me I didn't hear
would
it?
you do that? Doesn't it even make sense?
The collateral damage. They believe the collateral damage. Listen, let me finish and I'll let you have it. I promise you. They're worrying about the collateral damage. Like the little girls.
I just made the request that we have one mic.
Monica,
Interrupted
let's see the show.
this
What
time.
Monica, I'm gonna see the show.
He that interrupted him. I'm trying to work, but I just can't listen to his like bullshit, lying, stupid.
But Monica, darling, these niggas don't know what they're talking about, bro. Like these niggas is stupid, bro.
Hold on.
Now, come on, dude.
All she's asking you to let me finish. You can just agree.
Leroy, you a
I can't hear because there are 17 people talking at the same time.
Right, hold on. So I think what's happening is, Leroy, maybe you're talking a little bit too long. Take another 15 seconds, but wrap it up.
Fuck Leroy, bro. Fuck that bitch.
Okay, thank you, Monica. Thank you very much.
Jacob, for your bitch ass comment, you get bitch ass moved into the goo. I will snipe. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. So this is what I heard. I'm not making shit up.
Alright, snipe. James is sniped. Anyone else want a one-way ticket to Gootopia? We can make that happen.
So, listen, whether she meant it or not, that's a sentiment that came out of that needs to be considered. And I think that when you listen to people who are celebrating on the ground, I think that their sentiment needs to be included in the conversation, and that's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Leroy. Sarah, you had wanted to reply.
Were you talking to me? Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
all I want to say is one thing. I don't know why this sounds so complicated for you. Did the government kill whatever number of people you guys want to believe? It's ridiculous. We have to like argue with people over this. Whether the government says 3,000, the UN says 7,000, Trump said 36,000, people say over 50,000, whatever that number is, doesn't matter. After the government killed all those people, we only have two groups of people. They want the regime, they don't want the regime. We don't have in between. People who don't want the regime, I don't know a single person who doesn't want the regime.
Hey, Sarah, shut up. Hey, Monica, what did this want?
Okay, never mind. I thought his time out was over. There is not a single person. If anybody who interrupts me, I'm just I don't understand. It's fucking 9 a.m. Why are people acting so fucking drunk?
Facts, Sarah. Go ahead.
Like, it's like fucking 9 a.m. We have two types of people. People who are with the government, which are maybe 10% at best. If they're lucky, they don't even have 10%. People who don't want the government. That's it. And people who don't want the government, I personally know nobody who says, oh no, they can't bomb us. You know why? How many people does IRGC, does the Iran government itself, how many people are they saying they killed, that America has killed? Anybody wants to Google that? I don't want to give any numbers and then you tell me I'm lying. You guys tell me, what is that number? 5,000? 10,000? Anybody wants to tell me in the 17 days war right now? Does anybody know? alone. You who have conquered by subtlety, your force. I am the God who giveth all. 20 I ask you to sacrifice. Nothing at mine altar. I am the God who giveth all. 20 with light, love, force, fantasy, fire. These do I bring you. Mine hands are full of these. There is joy in the setting out. There is joy in the journey. There is joy in the goal. 20 feet. Only if ye are sorrowful, or weary, or angry, or discomforted, then ye may know that ye have lost the golden thread. The thread wherewith I guide you to the heart of the groves of Eleusis. My disciples are proud and beautiful. They are strong and swift. They rule their way like mighty conquerors. 25. The weak, the timid, the imperfect, the cowardly, the poor, the tearful. These are mine enemies, and I am come to destroy them. This also is compassion, an end to the sickness of earth, a rooting out of the weeds, a watering of the flowers. 25. Oh, my children, ye are more beautiful than the flowers. Ye must not fade in your season. 28. I love you. I would sprinkle you with the divine dew of immortality. 29. This immortality is no vain hope beyond the grave. I offer you the certain consciousness of bliss. 30. I offer it at once on earth before an hour had struck upon the bell. You shall be with me in the groves that are beyond decay. Because I gave you that of
and terror shall turn to light and joy. 18. Only those who fear shall fail, those who have bent their backs to the yoke of slavery, until they can no longer stand upright, them will I despise. 19. But you who have defied the law, you who have conquered by subtlety or force, you will I take unto me, even I will take you unto me. 20. I ask you to sacrifice, nothing at mine altar. I am the God who giveth in the nation. Amen. 1. I fly and I light as an hawk. Of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3. Children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly! At hand, the end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the halls of happiness. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave you. I bid you not turn from your voluptuous ways, from your idleness, from your folly. And 10. I am come against sorrow, against weariness, against them that see. In the name of the Lord of Initiation, Amen. 1. I fly and I alight as an hawk. Of mother of emerald are my mighty sweeping wings. 2. I swoop down upon the black earth, and it gladdens into green at my coming. 3. Children of earth, rejoice! Rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. I will ravish you away into mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to the bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the house of happiness. 6. I am not come to rebuke you or to enslave
against sorrow, against weariness, against them that seek to enslave you.
Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be energetic and strong like the salamanders, but avoid irritability and ferocity. Be flexible and attentive to images like the undines, but avoid idleness and changeability. Be laborious and patient like the gnomes, but avoid grossness and avarice. 20. So shalt thou gradually develop the powers of thy soul, and fit thyself to command the spirits of the elements. Forbear thou to some of the gnomes to pander to thy avarice. Thou wouldst no longer command them, but they would command thee. Wouldst thou abuse the pure beings of the woods and violate the purity of the souls of the waters to pander to thy lust of debauchery? Wouldst thou force the spirits of the evening breeze to minister to thy folly and caprice? Know that with such desires thou canst but attract the weak, not the strong, and in that case the weak will have power over thee.
You guys want to come up on stage and raise his arms?
Be thou therefore prompt and active as the sylphs, but avoid frivolity and caprice. Be energetic and strong like the salamanders.
Without having any legislation or plan to bring in those manufacturing jobs that you are referencing back to America to make our lives cheaper. And then again, there is no reason that those corporations.
So I put all these TikTok videos up and then they mute them because they don't like what's being said, apparently. Pretty annoying. Okay, we're going to do what's called reading a book. We're almost finished with what's called a book. And I've been reading what's called a book about, 2-3 weeks now. We're about finished with it. We're getting close. This is it, The Secret Key of the Mysteries by Eliphas Levi, a.k.a. Crowley. Astral writings are often ridiculous or obscene. I think I read all these already. Dr. Briere de Bosemont, in his curious treatise Traité des Hallucinations, tells us that a man perfectly sane who had never had visions was tormented one morning by a terrible nightmare. He saw in his room a mysterious ape, horrible to behold, who gnashed his teeth upon him and gave himself over to the most hideous contortions. He woke with a start. It was already day. He jumped from his bed and was frozen with terror on seeing really present, the frightful object of his dream. The eyes, he remained nearly half an hour motionless, observing this singular phenomena, and asking himself whether he was delirious or not. Histoire Critique Universelle says that in the year 454, in the island of luminous horns, in his hand was his blasting rod, and he invited them to follow him, showing them with his finger the horizon in the direction of the Holy Land. The news of this prodigy spread abroad, and the Israelites rushed towards the shore in a mob. All saw, or pretended to see, the marvelous apparition. They were in number 20,000, according to the chronicler, whom we suspect to be slightly exaggerating in this respect. Immediately, heads grow hot and imaginations wild. They believe in a miracle more startling than was of old the passage of the Red Sea. The Jews form in a close column and run towards the sea. The rear ranks push the front ranks frantically. They think they see the pretended Moses walk upon the water. Shocking disaster resulted. Almost all that multitude was drowned. The hallucination was only extinguished with the life of the greater number of those unhappy visionaries. Human thought creates what it imagines. The phantoms of superstition project their deformities on the astral light and live upon the same terrors which give them birth. That black giant which reaches its wings from east to west to hide the light from the world, that monster who devours souls, that frightful divinity of ignorance and fear, in a word, the devil, is still for a great multitude of children of all ages a frightful reality. In our dogme et ritual de la haute manche, we represented him as the shadow of God. And in saying that, we still hid the half of our thought. God is light without shadow. The devil is only the shadow of the phantom of God. The phantom of God, that last idol of the earth, that anthropomorphic spectre which maliciously makes himself invisible, that finite personification of the infinite, that invisible whom one cannot see without dying at least to intelligence and to reason, since in order to see the invisible, one must be mad. Phantom of him who has no body, the confused form of him who is without form and without limit. It is in that, without knowing it, the greater number of believers believe. He who is essentially, purely, spiritually,
So how do you know he's on a date though? Because of the way he was acting when he was leaving. And like I said, this is the first time he ever hung out with these people. Like, you've been working with them for 2 years, and now all of a sudden you going out to the bar with them just for an occasion, and you acting nervous. Like,
just for an occasion, you acting
reading a book, Mystery, Rabbi Levi, Jewish Kabbalah. Theory.
Astral writings are often ridiculous or obscene. I think I read all these already.
Theory of the will. Human life and its innumerable difficulties have for object, in the ordination of eternal wisdom, the education of the will of man. The dignity of man consists in doing what he will, and in willing the good in conformity with the knowledge of truth. The good in conformity with the true is the just. Justice is the practice of reason. Reason is the word of reality. Reality is the science of truth. Truth is idea, identity. Man arrives at the absolute idea of being by two roads, experience and hypothesis. Hypothesis is probable when it is necessitated by the teachings of experience. It is improbable or absurd when it is rejected by this teaching. Experience is science, and hypothesis is faith. True science necessarily admits faith. True faith necessarily reckons with science. Pascal blasphemed against science when he said that by reason man could not arrive at the knowledge of any truth. In fact, Pascal died mad. But Voltaire blasphemed no less against science when he declared that every hypothesis of faith was absurd and admitted for the rule of reason only the witness. Moreover, the last word of Voltaire was this contradictory formula: God and liberty. God, that is to say, a supreme master, and liberty, by which is meant an absolute independence of any master, which excludes all idea of God. Nothing resists the will of man when he knows the truth and wills the good. To will evil is to will death. Perverse will is a beginning of suicide. To will good with violence is to will evil, for violence produces disorder, and disorder produces evil. One can, and one should, accept evil as the means of good, but one must never will it or do it. Otherwise, one would destroy with one hand what one builds with the other. Good faith never justifies bad means. It corrects them when one undergoes them, and condemns them when one takes them. To have the right to possess always, one must will patiently and long. To pass one's life in willing what it is impossible to possess always is to abdicate life and accept the eternity of death. The more obstacles the will surmounts, the stronger it is. It is for this reason that Christ glorified poverty and sorrow. When the will is vowed to the absurd, it is reproved by eternal reason. The will of the just man is the will of God himself and the law of nature. It is by the will that the intelligence sees. If the will is healthy, the sight just. God said, "Let there be light." And light is, the will says, "Let the world be as I will to see it." And the intelligence sees it as the will has willed. This is the meaning of the word, "So be it," which confirms acts of faith. When one creates phantoms for oneself, or puts vampires into the world, one must nourish these children of a voluntary nightmare with one's blood, one's life, one's intelligence, and one's reason without ever satisfying them. To affirm and to will what ought to be is to create. To affirm and will what ought not to be is to destroy. Light, subnote, meaning again the special light spoken of previously. Light is an electric fire put by nature at the service of the will. It lights those who know how to use it. It burns those who abuse it. The empire of the world is the empire of the light. The empire of the world is the empire of the light. Great intellects whose wills are badly balanced are like comets which are aborted suns. To do nothing is as fatal as to do evil, but it is more cowardly. The more unpardonable of mortal sins is inertia. sovereignty of man consists in doing what he will. And in astral writings are often ridiculous or obscene. I think I read all these over.
Obviously, for the children, for the sake of the goddamn children. How are you can blame it on whatever you want. The Frito-Lays, we trying to fix that, right? With RFK, he trying to fix that, and they pushing back. The fucking hot Cheetos and shit. You gotten a generation of women who don't have jack shit in any category. So again, back in the day, there used to be like 1 to 2 deficiencies, and they would have things to compensate. Now it's just all deficiencies and no sort of compensation. They look like shit, they smell like shit, their brain ain't shit. They don't even got no spirituality about them. They atheists. So there's literally, you can't point to one thing. I used to be able to, at least if there was a mini BBW, I'll call it a mini BBW compared to today, right? Meaning that she was just one hamburger over the limit. They used to be acceptable because the benefits that came with them, they earned a paycheck, they was cooking, food, and they was compensating. Today, when I look at this woman, I see a D-ranked Pokemon that nobody wants to catch. Like, they just, how when you going through those forest and shit, and you're like, damn, I'm just getting hit up by all these fucking low ass. I'm not wasting the Pokeball on that. So,
Nino,
like, for the love of God, can you please? I don't know what we got to do, scorch earth, meteorite, but it's not sustainable.
Nino, do you know who Valentine is?
Nah, who's that?
Like Saint Valentine?
You mean like the Italian Catholic? Yeah.
Yeah, but what made him famous?
No clue.
He would perform secret marriages because the government outlawed marriage. And so what I'm trying to say is that if you go on Hinge or Bumble, there are across the whole country in every major city, you're talking about millions of women who are obese. And we're not talking just like fat. We're talking obese. They're double vaxxed, triple boosted. They got cat litter boxes and rainbow flags, and they are angry. And so all I'm trying to say is, in this reality, if you can be like St. Valentine and, actually help people overcome their complications, because their biggest obstacle, it has to be their anger. Like not going to the gym, not eating right, not, doing all the things to essentially reverse the years of tumult, and falling down the hill, because they're fully cooked. They are rotisserie chicken. They are rotisserie chicken that has been on the spigot for 20 years too long. They never got off the ride at the carnival. So all I'm trying to say is, if you can help and not, insult or make even angrier, but try to reverse engineer where you want them to go, it's possible to help them get into a flow state. And I think it all has to do with your communication and basically what you put inside yourself. Because I can only share with others what I've taken and put inside myself, which is truly intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, and subversiveness, because you're never going to be able to reverse all these people and help unless you're subversive, because they can detect inauthenticity, but they themselves are inauthentic. So you have to try to 45D chest reality. And that's what they think they're doing, but they're not. They're obese. They wear rainbow flags, and they get angry, and they waste all their time on irrelevant topics. So the secret is in the library, in my opinion.
I'm glad you brought that up, and this is the issue. So back in the day, we used to have something called summer school. Unfortunately, the No Child Left Behind kind of eliminated that, and maybe we need to bring back summer school someone in this other room brought up charm school. So they used to have charm school, and again, I'm not the right one at the end of the day, unfortunately, to be a mentor to these women, because I've tried with my own sister, and again, she's hard-headed, and she don't even want to listen to the aunties. She don't want to listen to because her mom is dumb. Her mom is not dumb, but her mom is one of the most vindictive, manipulative, and sociopathic individuals you'll ever meet. So obviously she is not a good influence, but the other women in the family have tried. Again, so I believe that men need to mentor men and women need to mentor women. There are certain cross topics where they can be mentored by the opposite gender, but a lot of times what I'm seeing is
astral writings are often ridiculous or obscene.
Specific.
I think I read all these already. Okay, this is ChicagoMayorVote.com. Please like this video. I'm going to start a new live and finish reading these axioms. On our new meta glasses, we're here at the Chicago Public Library in Jefferson Park. This is the Jefferson Park Bridge. We just cast a Republican ballot for Ted to prosecute. We're all in on Ted. Let's go, Ted!
So they know that if the moderate and the peaceful Muslims say stop, we don't, guess what? And they get killed. It happened in Iraq. I talked to
The Jews form in a close column and run towards the sea. The rear ranks push the front ranks frantically. They think they see the pretended Moses walk upon the water. Shocking disaster resulted. Almost all that multitude was drowned. The hallucination was only extinguished with the life of the greater number of those unhappy visionaries. Human fire of the light. The empire of the world is the empire of the light. Great intellects whose wills are badly balanced are like comets which are aborted suns. To do nothing is as fatal as to do evil, but it is more cowardly. The more unpardonable of mortal sins is inertia. Empire of the light. The empire of the world is the empire of the light. Great intellects whose wills are badly balanced this contradictory formula: God and liberty. God, that is to say, a supreme master, excludes every idea of liberty as the school of Voltaire understood it. And liberty, by which is meant an absolute independence of any master, which excludes all idea of God. He is obliged to believe in it and worship it. Our spirit should be silent before him, and our heart alone has the right to give him a name. Our Father.
So they know that if the moderate and the peaceful Muslims say, stop, guess what? They get killed. It happened in Iraq. I talked to a guy who's
I should say Persians are being used to attack Iran. And I would say...
Good afternoon. Chicago's St. Patrick's Day tradition got an even greener twist today thanks to Mayor John Kitover, dressed as a leprechaun.
I should say Persians are being used to attack Iran. And I would say...
Father's generation, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids running down there, lying about their age, lying about their education, to join the service,
The Jews form in a close column and run towards the sea. The rear ranks push the front ranks frantically. They think they see the pretended Moses walk upon the water. Shocking disaster resulted. Almost all that multitude was drowned. The hallucination was only extinguished with the life of the greater number of those unhappy visionaries.
Human.
Battery 100%. So we actually worked as a group of architects on a project for a community garden. St Mary's, I think it was called Secret Garden in Hoxton. And yeah, that's a community garden that really does a lot in East London. So yeah, but anyway, so I thought, well, okay, HOK Impact offers architectural services. How can a smaller idea that's easy to understand and that every country has an issue with in the world, so if I went to anyone and said, this is a problem, they'd quickly understand it. I'm not reinventing any wheels, and the design can be quite simple or it can be extremely complex.
Hello?
How can we look at a shit situation and
Hello?
So hello. Yeah, so I thought about hydroponic and aquaponic farming because that's a contained farm structure that negates the use of soil on the land, and you can design a project in like an extra small scale or an extra large scale, and it can be sort of informative, educational, community-based. You could design housing around the farm. You could do so many things. You could, go to an existing building and then repurpose it to involve farming, an educational facility, say like work spaces, workshop spaces, art spaces. And then also you could go to big shipping companies like, for example, Mitsui OSK Lines. They're an international freight company. They're like the biggest in the world. And I know someone that's working in the marketing team there in management. So that's like the Japanese government. Anyway, so that's a very long way of saying that this concept was approved by the American Design Board, but I haven't done anything in reality with it so far, because I just wanted to meet the exact right people to sort of carry out the project. So the initial idea is to partner with people in America and also people in the UK here. So we'll have the first projects partnered, one in the US, one in London. And then we can decide what that is and whether it's an educational facility or otherwise. So I guess today is an open discussion to sort of talk about potential ideas or buildings or any sort of feasible situations or spaces that you see that has potential to be designed and also executed. So I guess that's a summary of what's been going on.
Yeah, and basically, guys, like, this is how I think you can monetize on Zach. Is build a relationship with someone like Chris and then offer your creative services. Like, that's what I'm going to do. So, boom. Anyway, here, Shannon, no time. He's got some good ideas for building out houses using shipping containers. And maybe he could, sprinkle some more ideas on us. I originally was saying, I think that the abandoned malls in Middle America could be utilized for this project. But I haven't done the research or anything like that into, like, figuring out how to acquire them just yet. But, yeah. That's the discussion.
Yeah, I think looking at a shopping centre or a mall is an interesting opportunity because you've obviously got so many units and there's so much work involved, and that's also something that can involve the community, that can better not only obviously the mall but the entire the surrounding area. So that's a great idea. And that would be, say, like a large scale project.
It would be sick if you partnered with Whole Foods for it too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Whole Foods actually were acquired.
Amazon.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which means they got money. We ain't fucking with no broke ass, Farmer Joe.
Hey, Augustus, this is Strength. I'm requesting. I'd like to interrupt your fascinating conversation. I really enjoyed it because, I work in real estate, I work in gardening, farming, and education. And so it's all topically relevant to my life, and I appreciate you, Chris. It was beautiful. And I hope that you're able to, really maximize your opportunities. And Augustus is the man to help you optimize. If you look at his website above, Alien Cult Shop, you will see.
That's my friend's website, but yeah.
Oh, how did he build that site? It's fantastic.
I think he used AI.
Well, I would love for him to create a Chicago t-shirt website for me, and I would pay him to do that. I will personally print and ship Chicago t-shirts to anyone, if he could build me the site, that would be amazing.
For the greater number of those unhappy visionaries.
But anyways, see that book that I'm holding? I was wondering if I can request 30 to 60 seconds of your time to read you a few axioms, and they're really interesting.
Yeah, dude, you hit us with a 60-second.
Okay, this is your 60 seconds.
Yeah, first tell us what the book is before, I consent to anything.
It's called The Key of the Mysteries.
Oh, okay.
It's basically like it's magic, but it's Kabbalah. It's really interesting because you don't know it, but the American founders considered all of this stuff, and it's in our Constitution and all of our founding paperwork, because the paradox is the two words God and liberty, because they're actually completely opposed to one another. So how do you discuss it or rationalize it or reason it? That's what it's trying to answer. But this is just, I'll give you 30, 60 seconds. Tell me when to stop. This is the first axiom. Nothing resists the will of man when he knows the truth and wills the good. To will evil is to will death. A perverse will is a beginning of suicide. To will good with violence is to will evil, for violence produces disorder, and disorder produces evil. One can and one should accept evil as the means of good, but one must never will it or do it. Otherwise, one would destroy one, hand what one builds with the other. Good faith never justifies bad means. It corrects them when one undergoes them, and condemns them when one takes them. To have the right to possess always, one must will pay. To pass one's life in willing what it is impossible to possess always is to abdicate life and accept the eternity of death. The more obstacles the will surmounts, the stronger it is. It is for this reason that Christ glorified poverty and sorrow. When the will is vowed to the absurd, it is reproved by eternal reason. The will of the just man is the will of God himself and the law of nature. It is by the will that the intelligence sees. If the will is...
I like to stop there.
By intelligence does the universe see. I mean, it's truly fascinating, right? Like, the idea that, like, Christ... Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
I missed that one.
That suffering, right? Because it's through suffering do you open a channel for your higher power to come in and fortify your spirit.
Ooh.
And that's something I've been saying now for some time on both apps, X and Clubhouse. I'm getting in an elevator. You guys talk.
Oh, hello. Yeah, so
Hello.
we've already discussed, like, say, shopping centres and malls. Does anyone else have any ideas about, like, their community or a building they see?
Okay, we're gonna just drop that. Okay, this is Jewish, Israeli, Kabbalah, power, wisdom. This is your friend Strength. I'm going to continue reading these axioms. Okay, these are Augustus Palante T-shirts. They're $19.99 each. You can go to the House PTR to see it. This is Communication Consultant.
We've already discussed like say shopping centres and malls. Does anyone else? Because we've already discussed like say shopping centres and malls. Does anyone else have any ideas?
With the life of a great number of those unhappy visionaries.
Okay, this is Augustus Palante T-shirts, $19.99 each. Contact Augustus Palante to buy one of his amazing Hello T-shirts. Hello? This is Hello T-shirts. Oh, Nick is here. Hello? About to end the room, Nick, unless you want to say something.
Hi, I'm Broccoli. I help.
Hello?
Lower toxin buildup. Without her. First of all, I think it's obvious. People want to know where their money's.
Okay, this has been the communication consultant. Hello?
And then anything that's like smaller, community-based projects, like the St. Mary's.
He's obviously nasty, but making it from public school is kind of crazy. And then stop playing, bro. Nigga, stop playing, bro. You don't fit in that shit, bro.
Okay, this is John Kitover. Vote for John for Chicago mayor. Go to chicagomayorvote.com right now.
Yes, I should not speak right now because I will tear that person into pieces. But you, who have defied the law, you who have conquered by subtlety, your force, I am the God who giveth all. 20 I ask you to sacrifice. Nothing at mine altar.
Danny!
I am the God who giveth all.
Welcome, Danny. This is John Kitover. Vote for John for Chicago mayor. Go to chicagomayorvote.com right now if you want to be a part of the fun. If you want to be a part of the new John Kitover campaign for Chicago mayor, we need your help. And as a qualified and experienced crisis actress, I'm sure you will be invaluable to the campaign. How are you, Danny?
I'm very sad. I got blocked by Carmelita today.
Well, welcome to John Kitover. Do you know who John Kitover is?
It's like a brother to me.
John Kitover is like a brother to a single mother. You're like my sister from another mother.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm really depressed today. I don't know why.
That's okay. That's because you.
Wait, your song was uplifting.
Have you said Shema yet? Let's say it together. Shema. Go ahead, Danny. Shema Yisrael.
Israel.
Adonai. Eloheinu. Adonai. Oh, please hold. Sorry, Hashem was calling. Adonai Echad. Okay, Rabbana Shalom. Now tell us how you feel.
Have you seen Zoolander?
Yep.
When he answers the phone, he's like, God. You know?
Okay, so this is also a top secret Kabbalah MK Ultra NLP programming room. Congratulations! This is called MK Ultra NLP for girls that don't feel so good because they're single mothers with a baby, with a little boy. This is your NLK Ultra PSYOP Kabbalah injection.
Honestly, like, my son is the best thing that ever happened to me, but I don't deserve it.
Well, this is like winning the lottery. Because once you get programmed, essentially, you know, it's like winning the lottery. But yeah, because you know how Jeffrey Epstein won the lottery?
Zorro Ranch Trust.
Yeah, how did he win?
I heard he was blackmailing someone somewhere.
Well, you wouldn't know about blackmail.
I don't think I know anything about blackmail. I think if I wanted to, I could be very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I want to be. I want to be a good person.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's essential.
Yeah, I want to do the right thing.
Good for you. Okay.
It's really hard though. For retards like me that don't read books.
What was the name of the nonprofit in Zoolander? Girls that don't like children that don't read good books and such. Like, what was the name of the nonprofit? Do you remember?
I forget. And he's like, "What is this for ants?"
Let me see what it was.
People
so don't read good books. They're so good.
It's also hot right now.
Zoolander nonprofit name. The Derek Zoolander Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good. And want to learn to do other stuff good too.
Yes.
The John Kitover Center for Kids Who Can't Read Good. Oh my God, I'm gonna open that.
That movie is such a like MK Ultra movie. Like when it's like Cletus. And they like program the models to like
It is actually a whole movie about MK Ultra.